So now let's go ahead and hook up our edit button so that it does something when you click on it. And we're going to have to do a couple of things before we can test this out. So the first thing we want to do is, here's what's going to happen. So when you click on the edit button, it's going to get rid of the edit button and put a toolbar in here. And the toolbar will have tool buttons on it. So we're going to need a helper class to manage our buttons. And I'm just going to create a tool button class, constructor rather. And this is going to take an immediate object, which I'm going to call tool, and that's going to have some properties. So if we look at tools.js, basically each one of these things is going to be a definition for a tool. And it will have an image property, a command property, and a title property. The image will be what the image gets displayed for the tool button, and the title will be what you get for hover text when you hover over it. This command, we'll get to that later on. So for now, I'm going to add an inherited method that's going to be available to all tool buttons. So tool button dot prototype dot create image, and this is going to create the image part. So an image is a new element of type image, and the image source is equal to our images folder and then tool dot image. And then the class name is, check this out, is tool button image. And then we'll return the image. And then we're also going to need one for creating a button. And this is going to take both the tool description and also take an image. And this is going to be a div tag. And the style of this for tool button is tool button. And we'll go ahead and add the image to the button. And then we'll return the button. Now we also want to have a title text when you hover on it. So if tool.title is not undefined, we'll set button.title equal tool.title. And then let's just go ahead and create a button for a submit. So first we have to create a toolbar to put this thing in. So let's go ahead and create toolbar as a div, and then that's going to be this edit tools right here. And then for now, let's just go ahead and get a submit button. And we're going to need this tool object in a couple of places. So var tool is an immediate object. So the title is submit, and the command is nothing, and the image is submit.png. That's one of the images I provided you with. And we're going to pass that in. And then in here, we're going to take that and we're going to use this dot create image, takes the tool, create button to create the button, and then we're going to add a method called getButton, which is equal to a function which just returns the button. Okay. So now we have a submit button, and then we're going to add it to our toolbar. And we're going to make some changes later on, but we just want to be able to have something to test right now. So now I should have a toolbar that has a submit button in it. And then what we want to do is add an event listener to this edit edit button, so that when the user clicks on it, it swaps out the edit button and replaces it with the toolbar. And it's also going to make the editor div content editable so that the user can type into it. So let's just do that part right now. So down here we'll say edit button.add event listener, and this will be a click event. And let's call this edit. And then we'll go ahead and we'll define an edit function local to our RichText editor object. And it's going to replace, so replace node. I think it's replace child. We're going to get rid of the edit button and replace it with toolbar. So toolbar is the new one and edit button is the old one. And let's just test this much out, see if it works first. Okay, so we have an error. Oh, I got my syntax off a little bit. Okay, let's try it again. Alright, so now we have our edit button, and if we click it, we have our submit button in the toolbar. So now this doesn't do anything yet, so let's do that now. So here we want to have a submit function. And before I do that, let me go ahead and also change editor.content editable equal to true. So that means the user can type into the edit box. And we'll also focus on the editor. And then on the submit button, we'll set editor.contentEditable equal false, and we'll replace child edit button is the new one, and toolbar is the old one. And then we'll call our callback function. Pass in editor.innerHTML. And this is going to cause a little problem, I think, about size of the editor window when we change the size, but we'll come back to that. So now we're returning our text to RTE. So in this callback function, for now, all I'm going to do is document get element by ID results dot inner HTML equal, and then the HTML will pass in as an argument here. So let's see how we're doing. Okay, so no errors yet. I can type into this box and submit. Oh, so it didn't quite work. Oh, I forgot to add the event listener. So submit button dot add event listener, click. That's gonna submit. Let's try it again. So I can't edit. Now I can edit. And I click submit, and it goes back to edit. Can't edit anymore. And then at the bottom, I got this is some text. So that's all hooked up and working correctly. Now we still have one problem left. So you'll see the editor stops at the bottom of the box, but when I click on edit, you'll see it actually extends past the bottom of the box and overlaps with the next box. And that's because the way I have the style set up, the edit tag hovers over the box, but when I add additional space at the top for the toolbar, everything gets pushed down. So what we need to do is change the height of the editor when submit is clicked and when edit is clicked. So when edit is clicked, we want to set editor.style.height equal to, and then we want to get the height of the toolbar, toolbar.client height, and we want to subtract this off from this. So editor.style.height minus that is going to be the new height. Except there's a problem here because this is going to return like 400 px. And if I try to subtract this off, I'll get an error. So I want to pull off the integer part of this. So I'm going to wrap it in parseInt. And then after I've done the subtraction, I have to re-add the px to the end. And then for submit, I want to restore the height to the size of the parent. So basically, I just want to do this whole thing here. And now let's try it. So scroll down. Oh, still overlapping. Submit. Looks good. So let's go ahead and put a breakpoint in. And click on Edit. So I'm going to try this thing in the command console. And we get 400 px. So toolbar.client height. So that's not working because it's not actually attached yet. Yeah, and that's not going to work because it's whatever. So what we have to do is reorder this a little bit. We have to do it after the toolbar is actually showing, and then we'll have a height. And we're going to have to, this part's fine. So let's reload, edit, and then we'll see if it works. I'm still getting 0 for the client height here. So let's continue. Oh, no, but it worked. Okay. So didn't work in the console window, but it's fine. So great. So our bottom's staying where it should be instead of overlapping the next one.